evening, and welcome to the war, the information war. I'm DLAKE for PREZ, and tonight, Obama broke the law. The Sergeant Bowe Bergdahl and Taliban prisoner swap was illegal. Barack Obama broke a federal law that he signed just 6 months ago when he authorized the release of 5 ranking Taliban terror targets from Gitmo, Guantanamo Bay detention center in exchange for the return of U.S. Army Sergeant Bowe Bergdahl. Senior congressional Republicans claimed today. Actually, I believe it was yesterday, on Wednesday. I'm DLAKE for PREZ, reporting for themediaspeaks.com. I've enabled the Q&A, questions and answers, for tonight's show. So if you have a question, if something I'm saying is making you ponder, or even if you just have a comment, one cool, quick way that you can join in is by clicking the Join In Now, Send You Like a Question button that's probably right around in here somewhere. This prisoner swap, one American POW and 5 high-ranking senior Taliban members that were in Gitmo after being seized or apprehended by U.S. Army and other special forces that indicated that these guys were responsible for terrorist attacks and terror, in the act of fighting war. They killed a lot of our boys. Let's just put it that way. Speaking of our boys, Sergeant Bowe Bergdahl, who I believe when he skipped off base there in Afghanistan, which is according to most of his buddies and people in his platoon, his troop there, including high-ranking, his senior guys there as officials. He was a private then, and maybe I'm not fully clear. I have to go back and review all my paperwork here, but I read that he was promoted to sergeant while he was in captivity, and while other U.S. Army were looking for him, and according to a lot of reports, at least 6 that are known and can be named, I covered that the other night, were killed looking for him. Yeah. And some say there's more. Of course, the brass says, oh, well, they were on other missions to exterminate the Taliban, and looking for him was always just a secondary mission. In fact, I talked to my source who's been to Afghanistan in the Army and as a contractor. And he said all the time stuff would pop up on his computer because he was, in intelligence. Stuff would pop up on his computer that said, don't forget Bowe Bergdahl, and be on the lookout for him. And if you hear anything about American prisoner, just, never forget Bowe. And that's the sentiment that they tried to pump up. The president did. Now, tonight's show is Obama broke the law. Bergdahl-Taliban prisoner exchange was illegal. The swap, it was illegal. Well, what makes it illegal, DLAKE? Well, Barack Obama broke a federal law that he signed just 6 months ago. The National Defense Authorization Act. The president may also have written a new chapter in the case for his own impeachment, according to a former federal prosecutor who helped bring the 1993 World Trade Center bombers to justice. The return of senior terrorists to the Taliban is a high crime and misdemeanor, author Andrew C. McCarthy told Mail Online. The Obama administration never told Capitol Hill Congress until after Bergdahl was in American custody. And the U.S. Taliban prisoners were preparing to leave. Now, alright. I'm going to do stuff I don't normally do. like talk about Glenn Beck. I don't know, I just went to his link, and he was talking to another guy that says, go back and watch that that video of Bergdahl being released into U.S. custody. And he was released into that custody, and some Special Forces guys watched the video, and there's a few things wrong with it. One, it was recorded by the Taliban, who had guns and rocket launchers on them when they brought Bergdahl to, the swap point, the meetup point, where a helicopter landed, and Bergdahl was allowed to get pretty much all the way up to that helicopter before they frisked him. So if he had a bomb on his body, he could have detonated the whole helicopter. I'm assuming our U.S. helicopter pilots have infrared, and if he had a bomb on him, they would have known that. But they landed the helicopter right into, the middle of a valley, where the opposing forces would have all the high ground. So not a good idea if you're a Special Forces guy watching that tape, filmed by the Taliban. And if the Taliban is filming, and you see a Taliban down there filming with a grenade launcher, that's an attack now order. But I'm sure the order was do not attack. They have a white flag. I heard that too. And Bowe was wearing a custom outfit designed for him, especially by the Taliban. And the Taliban is really happy. Really, really happy. But before I get to how happy the Taliban is, because I have so much stuff going on here, don't forget to get to the Taliban so happy, DLAKE. And let's get back to Barack Obama breaking the law. Yeah, that's right. Obama clearly violated laws. Huh. So Obama signs the NDAA, a bipartisan, agreement there with Congress. And in that law, it says that the executive branch, Barack Obama, the president, needs to give 30 days notification of any detainees leaving Gitmo, Guantanamo Bay. You got that? 30 days notice. Well, DLAKE, we got to spin this any way we can. We can't risk telling Congress it might leak. Bergdahl could die. We could lose him. Well, we've been searching for him for 5 years. And in the beginning, there was a whole bunch of bullcrap. And going back to my last 2 reports, and I didn't really want to focus on this stuff so much, but the guy reportedly deserted. All evidence points to him being a deserter. But no, Susan Rice says he served with honor and distinction, though, Dave. Well, we're going to get also tonight to why Team Obama was blindsided by the Bergdahl backlash. So stay tuned for that, why the Taliban is so happy. And let me just get to a couple more bullet points here on my first, my lead. A former federal prosecutor told Mail Online that while the 30-day notice law is probably unconstitutional, I mean, the NDAA, we protested just that being a thing. Well, you know what? And Obama added his signing statements like, I'll do it this way and maybe that way and possibly this other way. Well, I'm sorry. If your Obamacare bullcrap is signed into law, then the NDAA is signed into law, and you didn't do what it said, so you broke the damn law. You broke the effing law. You didn't follow the law. You broke it. Oh, but you made it. You signed it. Oh, so you can just make them to break them, huh? Obama, is that how it's going down? Is that how it's going to be? Is that how it is? Reports have swirled since his release on Saturday that Bergdahl was an army deserter who aimed to join with the Taliban in Afghanistan. Now, let's get to how happy the Taliban was. And asked, the Taliban was asked, would they be inspired to exchange, to kidnap more people, to exchange them for other Taliban members and terrorists and criminals that are locked up in frickin' Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, I'll call you back. In the days and hours leading up to the release of Bowe Bergdahl last week, his Taliban captors in Pakistan prepared a big send-off. Those selected to physically hand Bergdahl over to the U.S. officials at a prearranged location that we already talked about on the other side of the border in Afghanistan rehearsed the messages they wanted to convey to the American people. A videographer was assigned to cover the event for propaganda purposes. And those closest to Bergdahl. And did we know that that was going to be filmed for propaganda purposes? Did Barack Obama know that he was going to get filmed working out like a gay sissy at the at like a tranny, like a little girl at the gym in Poland at the Marriott? At the Marriott in Poland. Well, the Bilderberg meeting was at the Marriott over there in Denmark, not that far away, huh? They should change the Bilderberg name of the Bilderberg group to the Marriott group. Secret Service, they're not that concerned. Anyways, back to the story. You know, we are also human beings and have hearts in our bodies. A senior Taliban commander affiliated with the Khani network said. And Time Magazine's getting interviews with this guy, and you know, maybe they're not all bad guys. Maybe they're human beings with hearts in their bodies too. So maybe this is part of Barack Obama establishing his peace prize, bringing back a traitor for 5 senior Taliban members. Well, that's great. So let me get to all Barack Obama's lazy excuses and crazy talk. Well, he says this is what happens at the end of wars, and that that was true for George Washington, and he's just like Abraham Lincoln and FDR, and that's been true of every combat situation. At some point, you have to make sure you get him back. Obama said, absolutely, it's possible that some of the free Taliban prisoners may rejoin the fight against the U.S. That's right. And breaking today, and breaking just today. Exclusive, Bergdahl declared jihad in captivity, secret documents show. There's this Eclipse secret or contract group that's like more secret and infiltrating more than the CIA, supposedly they say. And they say that he was playing soccer with the guys. He would walk around with a gun. That's Bergdahl would do that, and go to AK-47 shooting practice with the guys and walk around saying salam, assalamu alaikum, my brother. And you know, a bunch of Nation of Islam. I mean, a bunch of Islamic stuff. You know, and I mean, I don't want to have a war on religion, but if we're in a contracted war and this prisoner is siding with the enemy after he left his post and base, I mean, yeah, it'd be great to get him back, but you know what? His party's going to be canceled. We're going to get to that too. The party was canceled for Bergdahl. Party canceled. I read through this exclusive, but, you know, it's hard to tell how exclusive the documents given to Fox News are. Well, back in the day, in 2009, within months of Bowe Bergdahl's capture in Afghanistan, the Obama administration began considering plans for a rescue. And I could get to, you know, what Hillary Clinton knew about it back then, and how she totally flip-flopped after she found out about the exchange, which she probably found out before all of us. Even though she's a citizen now, you know, retired from her official post before she may possibly run again. You know, when she's 69 years old. But you know, that's ageism, so I don't want to discriminate. The House Committee on Armed Services on Wednesday will question Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel on why the Obama administration failed to obey a new law requiring the White House to notify Congress 30 days before releasing any Guantanamo Bay terrorists. The hearing is expected to be contentious in examining last week's swap. And yeah, it's Thursday, so a lot of stuff is just coming out from what happened there yesterday. It's going to be impossible for them to flow prisoners out of Gitmo now without a huge backlash. Yeah, says Senator Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham warned Wednesday that Republican lawmakers will call for President Obama's impeachment, said the Republican from South Carolina. Well, it's about time. If he released more prisoners. Oh, wait. What's that, Lindsey Graham? If he released more prisoners. If he did this again. So you're saying this time it seems like everything's okay, it's fine, he broke the law once, but if he does it again, so okay, you release 5 Taliban members to Qatar and just let Qatar take care of them? This is a direct quote from Barack Obama. The Qatar government has put in measures that will protect our national security. The Qatar government has put in measures that will protect our national security. Because they're going to monitor and let us monitor, supposedly, those 5 guys that are basically on house arrest, but more just like Qatar country arrest. Like you can't leave the country. You have access to your cell phone, I suppose. Well, maybe you can't have that. And your computer, well, I don't know, maybe you can't have that. We'll have to try to block that or hack into that as you start making your new network. You know, maybe we let these guys go to find out where the new network is and then bring Bergdahl back, but he's not going to get his parade. His parade's been fucking canceled. That's right. Newly freed soldiers, Idaho hometown cancels rally amid backlash that this guy's no war hero. Susan Rice. He didn't serve with honor and distinction. Susan Rice. He wasn't captured on the battlefield. Susan Rice. From Haley, Idaho, the hometown of U.S. Army Sergeant Bowe Bergdahl, feeling a backlash over allegations that he was a deserter, has canceled a rally planned for later this month celebrating his release from 5 years of Taliban captivity, officials said Wednesday. Sorry, your parade's canceled. Heather Dawson, the city administrator, the city administrator of Haley, Idaho, told Reuters that town officials called off the June 22nd event at the request of organizers because the town will be unable to safely manage the number of people expected. Look, we just had to get that guy home to his mom and his dad. President Barack Obama is all about, you know, at first it was all about, oh, it's how much it is to bring back a POW. All you veterans worried about the Veterans Administration scandal, stop worrying about it. Okay, don't worry about that. It's about bringing home the last of the POWs, man. Commander-in-Chief doesn't leave anybody in the battlefield. No man left behind, says Barack. In Afghanistan, the longest war in U.S. history. I had a point, but now I'm losing it. I'll go to my screen share. Wrong one. What the hell is this? Senator Michelle? Question mark. I can't even click into that. Give me a break. Yeah. Shock poll: Obama less competent than Bush. Oh, what do you know? President has assumed king-like powers. Well, that's what we're talking about tonight. Because he makes the law, he breaks the law. He's doing whatever the hell he goddamn feels like. Impeachment if he does it again. Yeah. That's what we were just looking at. I printed it out. Graham warns, if you do it again, we're going to impeach you. There was some good news near the end of this, though, if I remember. This is the one. Oh, Graham, a member of the Armed Services Committee, will face a contested primary next week. Okay, so you better say all the right things right now. No, this isn't the same article, but there's Bowe Bergdahl, if no one knows what he looks like. This video is 37 seconds. Let's see what it is. Okay, we can start the video in approximately 2 seconds here. Hold tight. Here we go. It's a 37-second video on HillTube, apparently.
Senator Lindsey Graham warned that Republican senators would call for President Obama's impeachment if the president attempts to release any more Gitmo detainees without congressional approval. Republicans on the Hill were incensed when President Obama failed to give them the 30 days prior warning before releasing 5 Guantanamo Bay detainees that some consider are the al-Qaeda, quote, dream team. Democrats, however, said that President Obama took the correct action and are backing his decision.
Well, yeah, because President Obama is such a great negotiator, isn't he? Yeah, go ask Putin or Syria, or he's drawing the red line. We're getting them all back, or we're closing Gitmo. He said he was going to close Gitmo. Well, there is a plan for closing Gitmo, which doesn't include you doing whatever the hell you want. It's you following the law that you signed in the law. Again, I have the questions and answers opening tonight, so if you have any questions, please chime in. DLAKE for PREZ, reporting for themediaspeaks.com. So now we're talking about Obama breaks the law, Bergdahl-Taliban prisoner swap illegal. And I've been on for a little while here. I've covered most of it, but let me talk about this and get to this article. Why Team Obama was blindsided by the Bergdahl backlash. They thought there was going to be a big parade, but parade canceled. Taliban happy. They're cooking full goats and rice. They only do that for a celebration. And they made brand new spanking clothes, white, all white, for peace, for Bergdahl. Put him on that plane. And he looked pretty healthy. We were so concerned about his, Barack Obama says we were so concerned about his deteriorating health. But before we were just about, bringing home POWs and warriors and soldiers and men that fight with honor and distinction and captured on the battlefield. Well, turns out that wasn't the case. So now the president's just like, we just want to return kids to their families and their grieving parents that haven't seen them in 5 years and thought they may never see him again. Okay, thanks, Maury Povich. Thanks for bringing the family back together, Oprah. Why Team Obama was blindsided by the Bergdahl backlash. The president and Miss Rice, that's Susan Rice, who went on the Sunday talk shows, again, just like she did after Benghazi. And I just want to let you guys know right now, tonight, that Susan Rice is basically like Ron Burgundy. She'll read whatever you put in front of her, word for word. He served with honor and distinction. Congratulations, Mr. President, and identical congrats to your sorcerer's apprentice, your Sith apprentice, National Security Advisor Susan Rice, who got a promotion to that position from Ambassador of the United Nations when she filled in on those Sunday shows for then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. But what difference does it make, DLAKE? By trying to sell him, Bergdahl, as an American hero, you've turned a deserter already despised by soldiers in the know into quite possibly the most hated individual soldier in the history of our military. And his parade will be canceled. I have never witnessed such outrage from our troops, says Ralph Peters of National Review Online. Exhibit A. Miss Rice is one of the most tone-deaf statements in White House history. We're making a lot of history tonight. The National Security Advisor on a Sunday talk show described Bergdahl as having served with honor and distinction. Those serving in uniform and those of us who served previously were already stirred up, but the jaw-dropper drove us into jihad mode. I don't know if that's what I would call it. But pity Miss Rice. Like the president she serves, she's a victim of her class. Nobody in the inner circle of Team Obama had served in uniform. Oh, good point there. It shows, says Ralph. That bit about serving with honor and distinction is the sort of perfunctory catchphrase politicians briefly don as electoral armor. All right, well, I'm not just going to sit here and read this bedtime story to you, but yeah, they were caught by surprise because they thought their hero story was going to sell, but everyone started coming forward, and the news came out. This guy's a traitor at worst, deserter at best. He left his post, skipped off, either got captured by the Taliban or willingly joined them. Then he apparently had Stockholm Syndrome because he was doing everything with them. Deep undercover guys that turned over documents, Eclipse Group, they turned over documents to Fox News, says he was playing soccer with the guys, walking around saying assalamu alaikum, salam, salam, peace, 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 you know, peace be with you. Sometimes he would carry a gun. He'd go to AK-47 shooting practice. The pictures we saw, he's wearing a fancy hat. He's sitting next to a bottle of, like, looks like 7-Up or some kind of soda, another jug with, like, juice or water in it, a plate of rice. They're making him clothes. But, you know, maybe it's because he was a high-valued prisoner, because they knew one day they could, they had been in negotiations before. But look, yeah, I'm going to bring it all full circle. This case has been around for 5 years, okay? And there's a lot of evidence to point that the Pentagon and everybody already knew this guy's story. Why else would they spin it differently? And put dumbass Ron Burgundy or Susan Rice on the Sunday talk shows once again to just read off the cue card and move your mouth like a fucking puppet. Man, there's so much going on here that I'm trying to bring it all full circle. The full circle is that he broke the law in doing this by letting the guys go from Guantanamo Bay, and apparently the Gitmo prisoners, those 5 high-ranking Taliban guys, were sent to Qatar 5 days before we picked up our guy. And then we landed a U.S. military helicopter in a frickin' valley surrounded by armed Taliban that were recording the whole thing. And let Bergdahl get all the way up to the helicopter before we frisk him and bring him on board. And the earliest reports that I heard said he was all like, oh, and had a sign that said Special Forces. It just said SF, Special Forces. And I read that before I saw his dad going with the president at the podium saying all praise is due to Allah and he's the highest best. And Muhammad is his prophet and quoting all the Quran. And then saying, I'm your dad, Bo. Alright, this is how we're going to close the show. I'm going to go and do a search that I thought of today. Google.com. Am I on the screen share? Screen sharing? Yes. Bergdahl family. Bowe Bergdahl family. Images. Is this one? Is that him? Wait, who's who? Okay, I want to find a picture of supposedly Bowe Bergdahl with his dad before he left for the army. Show me something to indicate that this is the guy's real dad. I don't even know if this guy is his real dad. He's all Assalamu alaikum. All praise is due to Allah. I'm your dad, Bo. And this is your mom. And he's having trouble speaking English. Oh yeah, and his health was deteriorating, but he looks okay there. He doesn't look so bad now, does he? Huh? So which way did it happen? Who is this guy? Well, I'll tell you what, his parade's canceled. Because everyone that knew him said he was a fucking dumbass that left all his shit and took off in the middle of Afghanistan and deserted the U.S. Army! But he's worth 5 Taliban! That guy equals these guys. Free in Qatar. To roam around and recivitize their frickin' terrorist activity. Which guy is it? I think it's this guy right here. This burly bastard claims he killed over 1,000 Americans. So there you go. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Any pictures of Bowe Bergdahl seen here with the president? He grew a beard and now he speaks Pontush. There's his son with Al-Qaeda being freed in a handmade scarf that they gave him. This is the video that the White House saw. They said they saw in January. Okay, that's where I wanted to get to before I finish this. The White House says they saw video in January where it looked like his health was deteriorating. So in June, last weekend, they said, it looks like his health is deteriorating. We have to do this so fast that it's unanimous in the West Wing, so we don't need to tell Congress, even though last year we just signed a law that says we have to give Congress 30 days notice. Well, I can make the law and I can break the law because I'm King fucking Obama. I'll tell you what, I'm DLAKE for PREZ, reporting for themediaspeaks.com. Thank you everyone for joining and watching tonight. I hope this was informative. I hope I pointed out some things that you missed here. Let me just go right back through the headlines. Why Team Obama was blindsided by the Bergdahl backlash. Newly freed soldier Idaho hometown cancels rally amid backlash. Inside the ring, Hagel to testify before House panel on Bergdahl prisoner exchange. Senator Lindsey Graham says, do that again, we'll impeach. Not this time, but next time. You've been warned. This is what happens at the end of wars. President Obama's like George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Obama appeared in Brussels. Said we had a prisoner of war whose health had deteriorated. Back in January. So we had more than 30 days. We had 150 days or something crazy like that. Come on. Bergdahl's release was part of the first prisoner exchange. Oh, and the Taliban is so happy that they're cooking up goats with rice. So there you go with that. The president ignored a law. He broke the law. A cover-up, just like Benghazi. And Bergdahl declared jihad. Well, he was in captivity. Was it Stockholm? There's the guy, a traitor and a deserter. He doesn't get a parade. Parade canceled. DLAKE for PREZ. Have a great night. Salam.